So what happened? What has to happen? That's why we're bringing our friend DMac back in today. Normally you'd be on the radio talking, but there seems to be a little wrinkle in the signal. On
this was a hell of a week. I get fired, CU gets crushed, the Broncos lose by 50, and the Rockies set a record for most losses ever in a season.
Thank God for
That's
Taylor
epic,
Swift.
is what that is. That's an epic week.
It was a bad sports week for everybody, myself included.
No changes yet from Sean Payton, sounding like he's not necessarily going to flinch after what happened yesterday. What changes could they make? What's on the table?
You could make a panic change to make everybody feel better, but that's not going to do anything. So if you want to make some sort of cosmetic, make everybody feel better sort of deal, and more specifically, that would be firing Vance Joseph, okay, but it accomplishes, guys, nothing. You've got to dig out of this together. If you're just going to blow it all up, fine. That's what happened last year at the end of the year with Nathaniel Hackett. But just firing one person, to blame a 50-point loss on one person is ridiculous. If you're going to look at anybody, and they're certainly not going to blow him out, the buck stops with Sean Payton. The end. That's what he's there for. He's where the buck stops, so he has to be more accountable, I think, than anybody.
Well, he certainly is accountable in the eye of the public because now he's the coach of an 0-3 team that gave up a record 70 points, whereas Deion Sanders, who got blasted on Saturday in Eugene, he's got a lot of house money. I mean, those first 3 weeks, everyone was riding the Deion train at full speed.
Because they were 1-11 last year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean.
Yeah, because that's going to happen to CU a couple times this year.
Yeah.
But maybe only a couple times. And it's dicey about USC coming here to Folsom next week. That being said, that's wacky, goofy college football where you never know really what's going to happen, which makes it exciting. This is the NFL. This is parity. This is a salary cap. This is a draft. This isn't just, show me your Louis and you can get the best players here. No, there's an organized system of doing things. So that blowout, listen, guys, 70 points hasn't happened since 1966, and Mike McDaniel, feeling some Smoky Hill High School pride, did not decide to lay it on further, and he could have at the end.
Such a nice move on his part, really, to be fair.
But the Broncos are going to, in a week, be in Chicago playing a bad football team, take the same team, the same staff, the same X's, the same O's, go line it up and hope for better results.
You got to change something.
Right.
Hang on here. You can't just do the same things. But I don't think just firing somebody is necessarily the answer, because when you fire somebody, you have to ask, what next? And is it, in the Broncos case, is it really going to be instantly that much better? And there's no guarantee of that. I'll give you a number to think about. Week 8, after week 8, 8 games in, there's a bye week. And if you're going to make any significant changes, and the trade deadline is also in that bye week as well. So if you're going to make some changes, I think, guys, you got to gut it out with what you got. You'll know where you stand at week 8. And at week 8 with the trade deadline, and I can give you the nuclear option, you're not going to like it. But if you're going to rebuild, guys, get ready to trade Patrick Surtain, Garrett Bowles, and Justin Simmons. That's right.
The nuclear option.
That's the nuclear DEFCON 1. One's worse than 5. I know that. So that's. But let's not talk about that. That's just such a downer and a bummer to get into. Let's bounce back against the Bears. Let's beat the Jets. If you're 2-3, all right, let's have a conversation.
People. But we were talking about, this morning in the editorial meeting, it's like, this is a time, if you've lived in Colorado a long time, there's never been a time where people don't want to watch the Broncos. The traffic was crazy yesterday afternoon. People went shopping. People just that's it, done.
The worst thing is a lack of interest. In the nadir of Josh McDaniels' time, Hurricane Josh's time with the Broncos, there was a game against the Rams. Guys, there were 30,000 no-shows. And when the fans vote by not showing up, that's the biggest problem. They're not there yet. I have found the sense of the fans' excitement so far really great. You got to bounce back with a win. You got Nathaniel Hackett coming back here for whatever that game is, and you go from there. But I'll say this. The fans are right to be ticked off. They are more than right to be ticked off, and I would never tell a fan they're wrong for wanting to see significant change.
Hold out hope that Taylor Swift might come to town in a couple of weeks.
Would that be great?
Who would she date, though, guys?
No. See, when Travis comes to town.
Oh, when Travis comes to town. I thought she had already written an album, broken up with Travis, and was dating somebody on the Broncos.
Not yet.
No, we're holding out. It takes a little longer to write those songs.
In. It's always good to see you.
I'm available. I'll go back to pushing the broom, and I'll try to figure out what a cumulus cloud is.
Do the weather.
Do the weather.
That'd be great.
We always do
See,
the weather.
things work out. You just never know.
Thanks,
Okay,
Darren.
thank you.